Listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Scoreboard Addicts Podcast, our Sunday Funday Week 2 Gambling Picks. It is me again, the Rook, hosting this week with TJ. I'm not alone this time, which is great.
Yeah, and we got my son asleep in the background.
It's a late night.
He's there. He's ready for Sunday Funday, folks.
Yeah, he's gearing up to get ready for those mimosas. We are grinding late once again. This is almost midnight. Once again, trying to get these picks out before the games tomorrow morning. So we do have, I actually forgot to put the leaderboard up, but let me just make a quick banner about the leaderboard. But TJ, tell us, what's the leaderboard like?
So the leaderboard is Rook and myself at 3-2, and Matt dragging ass behind just one game. He's 2-3. So just week one. A lot of oddball games went down. A lot of excitement, not for nothing. I was glued to the TV all day Sunday. So, I mean, I get it. It's week one, so usually you're glued to the TV anyway, even if the games are eye burners. But you got a lot of excitement, especially here in New York. The Giants pulling out some craftiness, a little 2-point conversion, cranking, just absolutely stepping on the gas pedal.
The game was so exciting. I was absolutely losing my mind throughout that entire game because they were losing in the beginning. The second half was awesome.
Dude,
then they go for 2, and I'm just like, the fucking balls on this guy. He's going for 2 in his first game as a head coach. Saquon almost gets hit in the backfield, makes a nice move, gets in there. I'm freaking out. Then they have the terrible defense, holding calls after holding calls, puts the Titans right into their field goal range. And then the guy fucking misses it. I was like, this is incredible. I had the baby in my hand. I put her down. I was jumping around the room. Then I went back, picked her back up.
I must have shit on Daniel Jones about 15 times during that game. Just like, what is he doing? This guy can ruin a wet dream. What the fuck is going on? And dude, that it was all Saquon Barkley. Let's call it what it is. It was the Saquon Barkley show.
I mean, he had 160 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He had 1 touchdown, and then he had the 2-point conversion. And he had that huge run that I think led up to to his touchdown eventually. Yeah. But I mean, it was awesome. He was NFC offensive player of the week.
How was he not? I mean, come on.
It was awesome, and it's so great to see him finally be healthy and like play a full game because it's been so tough to see him be himself because of all the injuries the last few years. But I don't know,
between the injuries and what's been going on with the Giants, I mean, it's easy as fans to pick on that draft pick nonstop. Taking a running back in the spot that they did. But, I mean, what he did week one, I mean, that's what you'd expect to get out of somebody that's you're taking. What do you go? Second pick overall?
Second pick overall.
So, I mean, if he can string a whole season, now, I mean, it doesn't have to be that great, but, 100-yard games easily proves that pick right.
Yeah, get a touchdown. And it's funny, too, because I think the top 3 picks were Baker, Saquon, and Sam Darnold, and Saquon's the only one that's still on his team with Baker and Sam both in Carolina right now. So it's funny.
Sam Darnold's on the sidelines right now.
Yeah. And last week it was a lot of crazy games. There's a lot of missed field goals.
Oh yeah, that Pitt game was nuts.
The Bengals game was insane. They came back. You had the Panthers versus the Browns with Baker leading the comeback there, and then they lose by a last-minute field goal. The person they didn't miss it. Then Titans game obviously was a missed field goal. You had how many missed field goals in the Steelers Bengals game? And I think it was another game too that ended on a missed field goal as well. Or just
didn't the Colts end in a tie or whatever?
Yeah, the Colts Texans ended in a tie because of missed field goals as well. So it was a tough week for field goal kickers, but it was a tough week for gambling wise. If you didn't go the right way with it. So I mean, for us to be 3-2, 3-2, and 2-3, it's kind of a miracle.
Hey, listen, either way, we're in the money, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to week 2.
Dos.
Yeah. At the Sunday Funday week 2 game. We'll do Matt first because Matt's not here. So we'll just shit on his picks for the next like 5 minutes. And then we'll go to
That works, man.
So Matt's rolling with pick number 1, Cincy again, -7.5. He went with them 6.5 last week. Obviously, they lost their game outright. So ballsy. Who they playing again? I saw it before.
Hold on a
I
second.
can't remember.
Give me 1 second.
They're playing the Cowboys. I think he's
Cowboys.
banging on the fact that Dak is not there, and their
Cowboys might be better without Dak.
But Zeke Elliott actually looked pretty good in the first game. So, all right, pick number 2 for Matt, Baltimore -3.5. And they are playing. What did I just say before? Nope, I missed it. Which way did I go?
What, the Ravens?
They're playing the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, and he's taking 3.5. Dolphins played really well last week against the Patriots. I mean, obviously, different team, different quarterback with Lamar Jackson. I think Jackson better than Mac. I think Mac Jones is dog shit. That's just my opinion. And he's in the Patriots too, so it's even more reason to hate him.
It's funny, Lamar Jackson in that Jets game. I mean, I would have thought he would use his legs more, and they just kind of kept him behind the goal, not the goal line, the line of scrimmage a lot. Yeah. So, I mean, the Jets had a great game defensively, and on the run, it's just, I mean, how many times can we shit on the quarterback?
Yeah. The thing is too, the Ravens, they're dealing with a contract issue with Lamar Jackson, so he might not be wanting to run as much because he's got business decision at this point because he's not taking the contract with them. He apparently said he wants to go to the Dolphins, the Lions, and like
that'd be crazy.
Some other shitty team. I was like, what is this list? But anyway, let's march on. We got Matt pick number 3, Seattle +9.5. They're going against the Niners this week. Niners obviously had a really bad week in Chicago, rain. And obviously Trey Lance did a lot more off the field than on the field with his strip club escapade immediately after the game in Chicago, dropping some dollar bills on some shippers.
Good for him. Make it rain.
Well, it rained during the game, and he made it rain afterwards as well.
Yeah, so. Absolutely.
Oh God! So Matt's running with the hot hand here because Seattle eked out a win against the Broncos, and I think really they probably should have lost that game. I think the Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett is giving a good case to Brian Flores' lawsuit against the NFL because Nathaniel Hackett coached like a dog shit last week, and Brian Flores should use it as exhibit 1 of why he was not hired as NFL coach. But we'll move on.
Great evidence.
Pick 4 for Matt. Pittsburgh +2.5. I think once again running the hot hand here for him. And this against the Patriots. They're at home. I think the Steelers defense is actually really good. And I think it's actually kind of weird. They're home dogs. I actually don't really hate this pick as much as the other ones because I think home dogs is pretty good. And the Patriots coming on the road again.
Right, 2 weeks in a row.
I know it's Mitchell Trubisky versus Mac Jones, not the most exciting QB matchup, but I don't know. I think the Steelers defense is actually pretty good. I actually don't like I actually like the pick. So, and then Matt's last pick is Buffalo -10 in favor of the who was it again? I keep forgetting. Oh, the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. I think this might be
trap game.
You're taking this game too, but I think it's been one of those week 1 overreactions, whereas the Titans lost to the Giants, and Buffalo was so good against the Rams that they give them this large spread. But I don't know.
It's not even that. I think more. I mean, I get into it now. Might as well when we're talking about it. The reason I'm taking them.
We'll go with you, but let's just review Matt's picks, and we'll go into yours. So Matt, Cincy -7.5, Baltimore -3.5, and then we got Seattle +9.5, Pittsburgh +2.5 at home, and then Buffalo -7.5. So TJ's picks. Let's go into TJ's picks. His first one is, as we were just saying, Buffalo -10.
Yeah.
So defend your pick.
It's easy to defend. I mean, listen, the Bills are going to run away with this division. I think it's the fact how Tennessee was just so wide open defensively and how the Giants were able to expose them With not only the run but the pass game. And if you are going to get exposed by Daniel Jones, I I think after that, there's about 27 other quarterbacks in the league that could do it to you. So possibly the best quarterback in the league right now.
Top dog.
Yeah, doing it against a possible MVP candidate. I like the Bills here.
Yeah, and then I guess we just put it that way. I guess you're right. And the thing is, they don't have any receivers. Like the Giants don't have a really good secondary, so I think Tannehill was able to make throws against the Giants. When I think the defense of the Bills is obviously much superior than the Giants defense.
Definitely.
I think they're gonna focus in on Henry and try to have Tannehill beat them. And I think their receivers are not as good as other teams, so they'll have trouble. Second pick, New York Jets plus 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, other than the quarterback situation in New York, which I've shit on all week on this podcast, I think the defense played phenomenal. I think that they held Lamar Jackson and his legs behind the line of scrimmage a lot. I think the run game was phenomenal for the Jets. I think they were able to establish the run game. The problem was they weren't able to establish the ball out in the air. And even though, what's his name? Flacco got, I think, what was it, like 300 yards or something like that he passed for? He just wasn't able to do it when it mattered. And that was pretty much on the opposite side of the 50-yard line. He was a mess. So I really think that compared to how they played against the Ravens, I like the Jets' chances here. I like this plus 6.5. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not telling you to run out and take a money line on the Jets. But I think the way that they kept it as close as they did with the Ravens, I think they keep this game close, especially if the defense is going to play, on fire, like with their heads on fire like they did last week.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing against Jacoby Brissett. It will still be a few more weeks till we get to hear the Browns say this.
Come on out, you rapist!
As you know,
we're all waiting for it. So.
Will not be back allegedly, but he will not be back. He will not be back until I think week 12, right? Is that they're playing 11 games? Is that what they playing on 11 or 10?
Something like that. Yeah, they went from 6 to 11 or 12 or something like that.
So they got to deal with Jacoby Brissett, and really the Jets have been worried about. Like I said, I think I worry about the run game. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. See what they're going to do there.
Oh yeah.
But marching on pick number 3, TJ, what do you got?
I got the Seahawks plus 9.5. Oh, did we swap?
Did you swap?
No, I don't. Dude, I'm an idiot. I'm sitting here reading Matt's picks. I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right. Tampa Bay minus 2.5.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Dude, I'm tired.
It's divisional. They're on the road. They're home.
I'm tired.
Road favorites. The road favorites.
So. Two very unimpressive games. Two very unimpressive games week 1. Unimpressive like me screwing up right now. But I think Tampa Bay, completely relied on the field goal game week 1, which is very uncharacteristic for Tom Brady. I think the Saints, even though the Saints, even though they ended up winning the game, I don't think they should have won the game. They played like absolute crap. They showed you nothing.
Well, they play the Falcons.
Right. I really think that it's even though the Saints won, I think that both teams are looking to rebound after week 1 and show what they're made of, and I think Tampa Bay is in a better position to do that. So minus 2.5, I'll take it. I want to see Tom Brady throw the ball around like crazy.
I agree with this one. I don't agree with this one. We're going to see why in a minute, but Indianapolis minus 3 is your pick. Is your 4th pick. We'll discuss it later because I have opposite of this one. So
that works.
And then your 5th pick, we could also discuss a little bit too because I think I have the same exact pick. So
very good.
So he's going Indianapolis minus 3 for 4th pick, and then Indianapolis, and then Minnesota. I thought I said Minneapolis. I don't know what I'm talking about now. It's late.
It's the same.
Minnesota place. Minus 2.5. TJ's picks: Buffalo minus 10. New York Jets plus 6.5. Tampa Bay minus 2.5. Indianapolis minus 6. Minus 3, and then Minnesota minus 2.5. So solid pick in there, TJ. Looks like we're gonna have a competition against me and you once again. Here's my
Nice.
first pick. I'm rolling hot with Houston. I took them last week plus 7.5. They tied the game. They're playing against the Broncos. The Broncos, they lost that game. They probably could have won it, but they just did not execute correctly. To give them 10-point favorites, I get you're going into Denver for Houston, but I think that Houston actually did a really good job against Jonathan Taylor. I think they kept him pretty much in check. They were playing against aging, Matt Ryan, but they took a big lead out early. It's a game that they probably should have won. So I'm gonna roll hot with the Houston because they covered last week as well. And then this is what I was alluding to before. TJ's pick. He picked the opposite of this one. He picked -3 Indianapolis. I'm taking Jacksonville +3, and the reason why is because Indianapolis I think is like 0-4 the last like 8 years going into Jacksonville, which is one of those odd things. Last year they needed a win to get into the playoffs, and they had a game against Jacksonville. Everyone thought let's pencil in the Colts for a playoff spot, and Jacksonville winning that game outright. So +3 at home dogs. I'm rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you got the opposite of this game, so you could defend your pick.
It's like walking past a roulette table and red has come out 8 times in a row, and you just walk up and drop a hundy on black because screw everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a coin flip. Might as well go the opposite way. But I just don't like Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think they're good. I don't think they have anything going for them at this point because I don't
They could have
care.
won the game last week.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, what did they do last year, dude? They could have won this game and they could have won that
New
game,
coach,
and then they just got shit on. So I like
coach.
the Colts.
Doug Peterson's got that dog in him. So
Yeah. So what is he going to do? He's going to go to a bar and have a girl sit on his lap?
Hey, Trevor Lawrence, I think he actually played really well. And Trayvon Walker, their #1 draft pick, he had a pick last game. He played really well for a rookie. So I think he was rookie of the week defensively. So I don't know. I'm rolling with the Jags. Just fuck it. Well, we have this is funny because we're like right at the opposite of this one. So one of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose. So that should break the tie, if anything. All right.
Keep it interesting.
But next week, I'm gonna take the Rams -10. I think week 1 they played a very good Bills team. I think they weren't ready against the offense. And with this pick, I mean, probably going on a limb. I don't like the large spread, but I just saw the Falcons blow a 26-10 lead and give up 17 points in the final 10 minutes of the game against the Saints. I think the Rams offense is probably just as good or even better than the Saints. So I'm gonna say they cover that. Especially Falcons are going from east to west. So
you would think that the Rams want to come out and absolutely make a statement after week 1. I mean, listen, you came out and you ran into possibly the best team in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
Week 1 out the gate. So it's not an easy thing to do, but at the same time, they looked just lost that entire game. Like, I mean, so it's the -10 is what scares me. Laying 10 points after just kind of showing up week 1, just confused and not knowing what the hell they were doing. But like you said, it's against the Bills, so everybody's going to show up and look that way.
Oh, that's right. The next game. And the thing is, that game is Thursday. There's a week 1 Thursday, so they have a lot of rest right now.
Right.
For the Falcons. They have almost a week and a half. So I think that's going to help them in this game. Think about the Bills. They both were off a week and a half, and they're both getting 10-point spreads. So we'll see how it pans out. But I'm going to roll with the Rams in this one. Next pick is not going to be a team. I'm going to pick the San Francisco Seattle over. It's only 40.5. I know this is kind of weird. People probably think it's a little nuts, but so there's a stat out there I heard was the Seattle Seahawks are 18-8 in the last 26 games on the under. Right? I got
to throw a flag on this one, man. I thought we were picking games against the spread. I think we're doing under-overs.
We always do under-overs.
We did it last year, but this year we thought we were just keeping it games against the spread.
Oh, I thought
flag on the play.
I thought we were just doing whatever we felt betting. Because we did over-unders last year. We used to have picked one each week.
Right, but I thought we were keeping it because we haven't been throwing in the what's it called, the parlays and stuff this year. So I thought we were just going to do straight win-loss.
Yeah, but this isn't a parlay though.
No, but either way. But if we're doing it that way, then we're just looking to bet for money and we're calculating cash out options and stuff like that. So
I
think wins losses is a more general way of seeing who's picking it better, because I'll tell you right now, After last week, I'd be on a lot of unders.
Well, I didn't know that, so I'm still sticking with it. Fuck it.
Flag on the play.
Next week I won't. I mean, we did it last year. I don't think it's the biggest deal. I mean, if you feel like you want to play an over under, you can. You don't have to, but I know I'm going to go over. So they had all unders. They're 18-8 on the under with Seattle, but I'm going to go with 40 and a half is just so low. I feel like if this both teams score 3 touchdowns, it's blown. You know what I mean? And everyone's thinking, oh, San Francisco had a really bad game with Trey Lance, but now they're home. They're not going to be in the rain. Seattle's defense isn't as good as the Bears' defense. I think the Bears are kind of a shitty team too, but I mean, they're probably on equal footing at this point. But Geno Smith, I mean, he looked a lot better than I thought he would. So maybe against San Francisco, I don't know. Fuck it, I'm gonna go over.
Like I said, me and Nick were talking about it, and I think Geno Smith, this is going to be the week you figure out who he is.
Yeah,
because he might be riding high on confidence and come out and just throw a pick six right out the gate.
And just go, yeah. Well, then let it be a blowout. All right. Well, last pick, I did pick a team. Me and TJ had the same pick on this one. Minnesota plus 2.5. So I like this. I think Minnesota's a very good team this year. I like their offense, especially with JJ. I mean, Kirk Cousins is like that so quarterback. He's like vanilla flavor, but Dalvin Cook, JJ, Thielen. I think they're I don't know. I feel like they were my Super Bowl pick, which is my random Super Bowl pick that I did last week. So I'm gonna roll with them. They're going to Philly. They played a pretty decent Packers team. They beat them up, pretty handily. So I don't think the Eagles had a tough time with the Lions. So I'm gonna go Minnesota plus 2.5. I don't know. I think you're feeling the same way too, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I have no confidence in Philadelphia, if you will. I didn't see anything special out of them, and we saw something that's special out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
So taking it to Aaron Rodgers, I know, everybody understands the situation over there in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers doesn't really have any weapons at wide receiver, but I mean, they were the team that just probably shouldn't have shown up week 1 because they didn't essentially on the field. So Minnesota did their job, did what they had to do. I'm actually surprised by this plus 2.5. I thought it would be like a straight up pick 'em.
I thought they would be favored. I thought they would have had I think it might be a little bit minus 2.5 for Minnesota.
They're in Philadelphia. It's not that Philadelphia's a crap team. You know what I mean? But I mean, them getting plus 2.5, I'm actually very surprised at that. That's what kind of made me want to not go with it. But it's like every once in a while, you got to go against your instincts and be like, yeah. I know Vegas wants you to bet them, so I am going to bet them. Screw Vegas.
And this is Monday Night Football. There's 2 Monday Night Football games this week. I think it's Lions and somebody, the Minnesota versus Eagles. Let me see what it was. Titans Bill, the Monday night game. The Lions game, which I thought was weird. Lions Commanders. Lions are getting -1 at home. And the Commanders beat the Jags last week, but I don't know. They're probably both shit teams. I stayed away from that one. If I was to pick one, I'm keeping my over-under.
You're not keeping it.
The Bears.
Flagging it.
Bears plus 10.
So take it.
Because I'm going to take it. Instead of
goaded them into it.
TJ's making do it. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears plus 10. And
goaded them in.
This is going to change. You know why? We did I was listening to the Unbearable podcast of Belly Up.
Yeah.
And he did this. I guess one of the new partners that Belly Up has is it's called Quarter 4, and they do simulations of the game. You pay for a premium subscription, and they'll simulate the game and tell you who's going to win, most likely to win. And they predicted the Bears to go 4-0, which is there's no way that actually happens. But they did say I think the Bears are getting 10 here in this game. So against the Packers, who we said before, they're really happy.
I think
they're doing a great.
Hold on. So they think the Bears are going to go 4-0. Give me 1 second. Let me just.
The funny thing is, he asked us all he's like, "Oh, you guys join in? We have this new sponsor. I want you you guys check it out." So we joined in. Everyone was roasted him. They had the Bears going. I think they had the Bears going 11-6.
Oh my god!
According to their thing, and then the Bears won last week though. So
yeah, no, they did. Listen, that was a good call, but against Green Bay in Green Bay, I don't know. I mean, but
they're in the rain with a rookie quarterback.
You know what's funny? Actually, it's the Bears are only plus 385. So I thought that money line would be a little higher. That straight money line bet. thought they'd be closer to like 450.
Maybe the
Getting
Vegas
10
got a hold of
points
that
in Green Bay,
simulation.
but yeah,
Vegas
because
got
you
a hold
got
of that simulation, and they're scared of the Bears now.
dude, you might be right because I mean, listen, Green Bay laying 10, money line there minus 500, so that seems a little suspect. Bears might be you might be on to something. Bears might win in a blowout, 38-3.
I would bet the Bears money line now. All right, so my picks are
Put a G-bird on it. Let's go.
Houston plus 10. Jacksonville. Get ready to get that college fund for the newborn. So Houston plus 10 is my pick. Jackson plus 3. Rams minus 10. Chicago plus 10. And then Minnesota plus 2.5. And then my sixth pick, even though we're not doing it now, is the Seattle over 40.5. But those are my 5. I'm heavy on the dogs this week. So hopefully it pays off for me. And then we're gonna go back with Matt. Matt's is Cincy minus 7.5, Baltimore minus 3.5, Seattle plus 9.5, Pittsburgh plus 2.5. Then we have Buffalo minus 10, and then TJ's picks: Buffalo minus 10, Jets plus 6.5, Tampa Bay minus 2.5, Indianapolis minus 3, and Minnesota. I put minus 2.5, but that's wrong. I mean, it's supposed to be plus down on the screen. But they get in the points there. So let me just fix that real quick for you.
Listen, I'm hoping we get a little luck because me and Nick will be hanging out with Coach Mike Westhoff at his book signing in Staten Island at Lobo Loco, watching the Jet game. So hopefully we can cheer him on. Hopefully the Jets don't get shellacked in the first quarter, so I don't get escorted out of there for breaking a couple TVs. It's always possible.
And once again, our picks are sponsored by KillerJerkyCo.com. Promo code BELLYUP for 10% off your order. And this is where we're going to be the punishment. Hopefully they're sold out right now, but we're trying to
I think we're going to have to contact Belly Up and see who we can reach out to, use our juice over there at Killer Jerky Co. because we need some of that nuke jerky, man.
We need that nuke jerky. Loser has to eat a hot jerky, spicy jerky.
Yeah, the best part about it is I love insanely hot things, especially jerky. So bring it on. I'll lose every week on purpose. Just keep shipping it to me, Rook.
All right, well, that's it for the show. We'll be back next week with a Sunday Funday week 3. We're going to be airing this every Sunday at 10:30, followed by a replay at 11 on our YouTube channel. So check it out, and then it'll be available all the way up until kickoff. I'm excited for the Giants to come out and whoop up on the Panthers.
Dude, I'm excited because
meet Mike Westhoff.
Get to meet Mike Westhoff, and we are exactly 3 minutes away from Sunday Funday, so
ooh, it's a late night.
Get the bottles ready and start them popping. Let's go.
The only bottles I'll be popping are the formula bottles for my child in about 2 hours.
Gonna go shake my son awake and be like, buddy, Sunday Funday. Then I'll go to bed and Carissa will kick my ass for him being up.
Yeah. Get the mimosas ready, bro. Let's do this. Sunday Funday. I remember like back in the day. I'll do a quick story, then we'll end this with 30 minutes. But we did one. We were in Hoboken. There was a bar. I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it was right next to like a train station. I think that was in Texas, Arizona. It was different across, but they would do shots for every like touchdown score with the Giants. And we went to a game. We were just like, it was like the Giants Giants were actually really good. So they were like scoring touchdowns, and we were like just doing shots it was like $2 shots every time the Giants would score a touchdown. And it was just like hammer. And then like just from there, going to a different bar, watching the 4:00 games, then going to a third bar, watching the 8 p.m. games. Oh, I missed those are the Sunday fun days that I miss. Can't do that.
I wasn't able to do that in my prime. I mean, that's just too long of a day of drinking. I was one of those guys that jumped the ferry going to Manhattan, started at like 9 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, right to McSorley's, throw $100 down on the bar, fill the table with some darks and some lights. If you've never been to McSorley's, it's either dark beer or light beer, 8-ounce glasses. You get 2 for $5, or it was 2 for $5 when, I was 21, 22. Who the hell knows what it is now? Round the corner to Continental, any 5 shots in the bar, $10.
Yeah.
And it was just all downhill from there. My cousin waking up with a dick drawn on his back in Sharpie because he did a body shot of Coyote Ugly and he had no idea that she drew a huge penis on his back. And then texted me in the morning, was like, which one of you assholes did it? It's like, not us, bud. It's a bartender. You had your shirt off in the bar.
Sunday Funday.
Those are the days.
All right, TJ, it was a pleasure. We'll see you next
Always.
week. And hopefully, hope you lose all your picks, except for the Minnesota
Really?
one.
That's fine. Just get me some of that nuke jerky and I'll be happy as a pig in shit. Let's do it.
All right, later. We'll see you next week. Peace.